Nothing like getting down and dirty with the system to really let you know what's going on. Still down here in the Riparian, noticing a few things. One, there's a lot of decomposition happening here. This arroyo willow has a lot of natural decomposers. Punky wood ends up becoming this perfect, soft, compostable kind of stuff. Not like what we're gonna see in the next system where we have a lot of sterile, not decomposing wood, a lot of stuff that's kind of a bottleneck on the decomposition level. So all of that cycling of nutrients, that's what helps us lead to this productive, diverse system down here in the Riparian. So I'm here appreciating this little California wax myrtle, or Myrica californica. Incidentally, we're here on the banks of this free-flowing creek in San Francisco in the Presidio, and the largest specimen of this plant ever noted was actually right down here, something like this big. We hardly see these plants around at all anymore, let alone a really big one. But this plant's really great for a lot of reasons. One is that it produces a kind of fruit, a kind of berry that's really loved by a lot of birds, especially the flickers. The northern flickers love them. So do yellow-rumped warblers, surprisingly. They come in and they eat the seeds of this. This plant, it can live in dunes, it can live in scrub, it can live in understory conditions, but one thing it needs to have in all those systems is enough moisture. If it doesn't have sufficient moisture, wax myrtle can't grow. Great plant for landscapes, gets to be full like a nice big hedge, and it always retains this nice shiny foliage. Again, California wax myrtle, Myrica californica. Unfortunately, not all is as it should be. We've got, while it looks really similar to this wax myrtle here, we've got things like this myoporum, probably escaped from a backyard. It escaped in the form of a bird actually eating this non-native seed, then coming and pooping out the seed in this native habitat. I pulled this one out. That's pretty easy. It's got a few years before it would spread seed, unlike the Erharta erecta. I believe the common name is Panax feltgrass. It's a kind of bent grass. It's from Asia, and this plant escaped from a lab in Berkeley in the 90s, and many people say it is now the most common plant in San Francisco, growing out of cracks in every corner of the street, all over San Francisco, growing in backyards, and increasingly found in our natural areas and our wild spots, like this free-flowing creek in the city. Here's the Erharta erecta. These are seeds that have already been put out, and these are the seeds that are still ripe. So I'm gonna try to take these seeds out with me. I really don't want these seeds to stay in the system. As much as possible, whenever you remove seeds of an invasive plant, you really wanna get them off the site. If you can't get them off the site, the next best thing to do is to consolidate them in your most infected area and to pile them all on top of each other. That will really decrease the ability for this seed to spread and for the seed to germinate at all. Erharta erecta, one of the challenges we've got ahead of us. We're off to another kind of forest here for the moment. Of course, a lot of our most fertile agricultural areas were really once riparian or moist areas. Why I'm here, though, is to talk about this plant, Urtica dioica, California stinging nettle or common stinging nettle. And if I touch it like this, I'm not gonna get stung, but if I were to whack it from the side, I did by accident just a minute ago, you get really stung. And it's got these little irritating hairs, which almost like a hypodermic needle, deliver a little dose of a stinging formula of some sort, and that makes you sting. So you don't want to be wiping this up against the softer parts of your body, especially like the inner parts of your arm or leg or face. Back in Native American times, one of the rights to manhood was apparently to go into a huge stand of this naked and to run around in it. So that would show, I guess, what a badass tough dude you were. Now, I just got stung a little bit. That's probably enough for today. But all my years crawling around down here in the riparian, I've definitely had my dose of this stuff. Okay, gonna let it numb off and get out of here.